Nelson is a licensed lender under the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 331060.
This is Nelson from Nelson Radio, and it's important that we talk about a very serious issue. We had bad lending practices that led to the mortgage meltdown, but now we've got the challenge of deplorable customer service coming out of the meltdown. Bottom line, getting a new loan can be like pulling teeth without Novocaine. I've got the solution. Academy Mortgage and my team are injecting into the industry real performance and real accountability. Here are the facts. Appraisals in less than a week. Rate guarantees that can improve if the market goes down. Purchase transactions with our market-exclusive close-on-time guarantees and refinance transactions in as little as 30 days. Who would have thunk? Guaranteed rates and guaranteed performance from your mortgage lender. Call me, Nelson, an accountable loan expert for nearly 3 decades. Direct at 888-888-2136. That's Nelson at 888-888-2136. 888-888-2136 or at strongcreditrewards.com.
Nelson.
Good gravy.
A radio host.
Found myself 2 million short of a millionaire.
Barely understandable.
Gee, Monetti.
We can rebuild him.
Guy's bright as a napkin.
We have the technology.
You gotta work with design, vision, and focus.
Better than he was before.
It's not lonely in my head.
Funnier.
I'm staring at a bowl of spaghetti trying to figure out which two ends come together.
More informative.
Characters defined by what you do once you screw up, not if you make mistakes along the way.
And just as sarcastic.
You sausage.
Oh, come on!
Give us 60 minutes and we'll give you Nelson Radio every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on KTLK AM 1150. With 29 years in the mortgage business and an array of top-level guests visiting the show, Nelson is in a unique position to bring you cutting-edge information on real estate, business, finance, and law. If you have any questions for Nelson or any of his guests, give him a call at 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Or check him out online at nelsonradio.com.
Nelson Radio.
Welcome back to Nelson Radio, and you are listening to now, and this is something I really need to thank you for, the top-rated business, finance, real estate, and law show heard right here on KTLK AM 1150, and I'm excited. Thanks for your listenership. I wanted to bring attention to our last week's program. We talked about being motivated and agitated, and we had former NFL player Brett Miller, we had Jarek Robbins on the program, we had Klay Thompson from the Golden State Warriors, and the message that resonated from all of those individuals from different perspectives was taking action. Sometimes you need to take action by being motivated. Sometimes you need to take action by being agitated. And as we've gone through this week with the government shutdown, it's been just that. We need a government that is motivated and agitated, not to bicker around with the shutdown. It's become so bipartisan, there's a high level of frustration on either side of the aisle. Obviously, our politicians are finger pointing, but the bottom line is what we need is performance. No different than in our business lives, in our personal lives, we need performance. Now, what this means to you with respect to mortgage financing, we have delays that are going to be impacting us. It is required before any mortgage transaction closes that we receive a tax transcript verifying that you have filed the same returns that you've provided to your lender. Right now, the government is not issuing those 4506T IRS transcripts. So we're frozen. We can proceed right up to the finish line and then can't close the transaction. FHA and VA loans, the operating staffs are limited. Now we're faced with at LAX, long lines, lost luggage, missed connections, and it's taking longer to get transactions done. So we need our government working. Bottom line, step up. Be motivated, be agitated, get their job done so we can do ours. Now, that said, we've been traveling the Southland, 4 luxury estates that were selected by Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. Beautiful properties, starting from the Rancho Pacifica estate, a 12,000 square foot home down in Del Mar, California, then up to Newport Coast, a beautiful villa, then on to Montecito, and then landing in Hidden Hills, and just each property in their own right. Absolutely an iconic example of what Berkshire Hathaway stands for. We're going to open up with our remote broadcast from Rancho Pacifica down in Del Mar, California. Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties is one of the top 5 brokerages in the nation, and its agents close, get this, nearly $11 billion in sales volume and more than 14,000 transactions. I'm not quite certain if I did 14,000 of anything in 2012. We have now David Cavett, the Commander-in-Chief, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties. It's a mouthful. I got it out. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
So we've been talking about the power of positive and the willingness to make change, and the observation is the obvious. There's so many people that even if change is good, are hesitant or withdrawn or intimidated by change. You're running towards change.
Yeah, and we're running full speed, by the way. This is a change that we chose. It wasn't forced on us, so we're lucky enough to be the first company nationwide to roll out the Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices name. And we've been planning this for months and months and months. And we've gotten to a point now where I think all of our agents understand it. Our signs are changing over the next 48 hours to 72 hours. It's a huge, huge opportunity.
And a huge, daunting task
with
all the changes.
And it took a lot of people. This was an enormous effort from an enormous number of people inside the company to make sure all these pieces happen the way they were supposed to be. They've done an amazing job, quite honestly.
And so for you, as you lead the charge here and the ambassador, the spokesperson for the campaign, what do you look to as the things that you rush towards and some things that will be a challenge?
Well, the challenges were all the little details. How do you order a sign? How do you order 33,000 signs, which is what we did? How do you order tens of thousands of business cards, which is what we've done? How do you redo all the brochures? We have one lady here, Elizabeth Tyson over there. She's been in charge of that. She's done an amazing job of coordinating all that, keeping people happy, talking to our agents, talking to our managers, making sure all these pieces work. It is a daunting task, but it isn't if you actually care about it. And we do. We care about what we do. Everything we do is geared towards our agents and our customers. And once you have that perspective, the rest of it's easy.
I can see in the excitement of an event like this and everybody that, as it's been described, is now rushing at a full sprint towards change.
Exactly.
But the passion leads the charge.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as you talk to the people here today, you can see that passion. It's not just me. I just happen to be the spokesperson. We have hundreds of agents here today that all feel this. They can't wait. We've been anticipating this for months. Today is just the beginning of what's to come.
You're listening to Nelson Radio on KTLK AM 1150. You can reach us direct as we announce the Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties change, the passing of the baton from this 11,000 square foot estate down in Del Mar. Elizabeth Tyson is excited that the day is here. She's doing handsprings across the back poolside here.
As well she should.
You can reach us direct, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136, or click through at nelsonradio.com. So, David, I want to ask you, as we have that coaching element, as you're leading a charge of a huge organization, the encouragement that you're giving your new team, what is it?
Well, it's very simple. We have an iconic name that's been out in the marketplace for over 60 years. He's now, meaning Warren Buffett, has now chosen to lend that name to the real estate. I think it changes the real estate landscape in America forever. I think it's a huge opportunity to create a brand new history about what real estate is, what homeownership is, what the American dream is. To have somebody of that quality, that stability, that financial strength behind us and the hundreds of companies that come after us is an enormous statement. I think all of us are embracing it.
You started the announcement here in California, but it's obviously a global vision for Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices.
Absolutely.
What's that look like?
Well, I think over the next several years it'll be the United States till we get all of the companies in America that Warren and Ron Peltier and Earl Lee believe should carry that moniker. Once they do that, they're going to expand to Europe and Asia. There's no doubt in my mind. And I think they probably said, they're already getting calls from companies in both of those markets saying, when can we join? They're not there yet, but we will. We're going to become a global organization. There's no doubt about it.
It just was a few years ago, the mortgage meltdown, the Great Recession, and so much of the investment community running from real estate. Now
right.
Warren Buffett saying with this announcement, real estate is the cornerstone of an investment portfolio. It's where you should be. How does that carry?
Well, and I think we've seen that, particularly if you look in California and other major markets around the U.S., a good chunk of the purchases, buying and selling house, have been investors, somewhere as low as 10% up to about 40%. So people are back in the market, and they're back in very big ways. A lot of these transactions are all cash. That's all investors displaying their strength and their confidence in the real estate market.
And with that, there is the investment community, but people as well, the majority, I think, that are looking just for some place to call home, whether it's this 11,000 square foot luxury estate or just the traditional 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. They want a home. Well,
no question about it. I think that's what our company's always been about, the American dream. I mean, at the end of the day, it really isn't about the house. It's about our communities. It's about our relationships our agents develop with people to help them find the American dream. And owning a house and having a neighborhood and having neighbors, watching your kids grow up with the other kids, that's part of what America's about, and that's what we're invested in.
I want to thank David Cabot, Chief Executive Officer, Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, California Properties, leading the charge and announcing today the handoff from Prudential California Realty. Take that baton and run with it. Well done.
Thank you so much.
It was easy to see David's excitement about launching Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties, and it's going to be great fun to take a look at each one of these magnificent estates as we come up in the next segment. Click through at nelsonradio.com. You'll be able to see the video and the photos of these elegant properties, or call us direct. 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136 or nelsonradio.com. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Nelson Radio. This segment brought to you by Best Chauffeured. The Nelson Show is brought to you by Best Chauffeured. Best Chauffeured offers personal chauffeur services for corporate events, large and small, and all types of people, not just celebrities. So next time you just want to relax and enjoy the ride, please call on Best Chauffeured Worldwide. It's effortless transportation and first-class service every time. Call 866-323-BEST. That's 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com. Mention KTLK's Nelson Show and receive a special discount. 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com.
Insurance Incorporated are the residential and apartment insurance experts. Unlike agencies that represent one carrier and can only provide one quote, Insurance Incorporated has appointments with the nation's leading insurance carriers, giving you the power of choice. This means more options and savings for you, offering coverage that's both comprehensive and affordable. Their policies for apartments include protection against loss or rents, accusation of wrongful eviction and wrongful entry, vandalism, theft, and slip and fall claims. Show your value as a property manager by being proactive, saving your clients' money and protecting their assets. They can even assist your tenants with renter's insurance. And homeowners, they can save you up to 40% on premiums, including often overlooked liability coverage. Insurance Incorporated are the residential and apartment insurance experts. Call 877-428-8778. That's 877-428-8778 and enjoy better coverage at lower costs. That's Insurance Incorporated, 877-428-8778 or log on to insuranceinc.com.
DOI license 023501. Academy Mortgage Corporation is a licensed lender under the California Department of Corporations. NMLS number 331060. Corporate license number 4170013. Offer extended. Offer not accepted. Extended. Not accepted. Are you in the market for a new home but concerned that by the time you actually find your dream home, higher mortgage interest rates will have you priced out of the market? Academy Mortgage has the answer. With Academy Mortgage's exclusive lock and shop rate guarantee, you can freeze today's low interest rates while you shop for your new home, all with the peace of mind that your guaranteed rate is waiting for you at the finish line. Today's rate, protected and waiting for you to purchase your perfect dream home. Call or click to reach Academy Mortgage today. 888-888-2136 and lock in your rate. 888-888-2136. Squash fear from perhaps the most important decision, your home. 888-888-2136 or click on strongcreditrewards.com.
You're listening to Nelson Radio. This segment brought to you by Insurance Incorporated.
You're back with Nelson Radio. The launch of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties. We're going to be showcasing 4 luxury estates. You'll be able to see each one of these properties by clicking through at nelsonradio.com or by calling us. If you're a home buyer, this is your call to action. Check out these homes. 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Let's go out to Rancho Pacifica down in Del Mar, San Diego.
I'm looking out across the backyard, across the Del Mar Raceway, looking at the Pacific Ocean, and lavish is probably an understatement. And the beautiful young lady that's brought this to market is Jana Green. And Jana, I want to welcome you to the program.
Thank you, Nelson.
And so with bringing this property, obviously you live in this neighborhood, so you're a fan, but give us a little picture about Rancho Pacifica.
Rancho Pacifica is limited to 148 lots. Wonderful community, coastal, close to everything. You're on the cusp of Rancho Santa Fe, Del Mar. You're minutes to downtown. It takes you about 20 minutes to get to the airport. It takes you about 20 minutes to get to Palomar Airport, which is a private airport in Carlsbad. So centrally located, coastal community, and beautiful, beautiful luxury homes.
So let's start with the design of the property. You mentioned that Richard Doan is the builder.
That's correct.
Is he the architect as well?
No, he's not. Mark Radford has worked with Richard for many years. Richard has been building in the Rancho Santa Fe area for over 25 years. He's got an impeccable reputation. His product sells. It's warm for these big homes. This home is close to 12,000 feet. When you walk through it, does it feel warm and calming? It doesn't feel like this mass property.
Seems very homey, very comfortable.
Right. He brings a lot of warm materials in his construction. And this is inspired by Old World Tuscan, and he's used a lot of those elements.
It has all the elements, the home theater, the office game room, the wine cellar. Now, coming from
Guest house.
winemaker's family, Nelson Estate Vineyards,
nice.
That cellar is something.
It is.
And so it does have a very old world feel as I look around, and yet it seems to balance very well. In terms of this style of architecture, is it common throughout Rancho Pacifica, or is this a little bit unique?
Well, what I love about Rancho Pacifica is not every home does look the same. You've got Mediterranean, you've got Old World, you've got Tuscan, you've got French country, and there's some contemporary modern homes in the community as well.
And you mentioned that this is one of the larger square footage homes.
One of the largest.
The range in house size for Rancho Pacifica? What would
I'd
you
say it average around 8.
And with the property that has a view like this, now a view orientation that looks across the raceway out to the Pacific Ocean, how many of those lots were actually view lots?
Well, that's a good question. I would say probably less than 50 of them.
So favorite thing about the home? When you first walk in, what are you drawn to?
I love the warmth, and I love that it's all on one level. I love a single-level home. There's not a step in the house. And I love the outdoor lanai, how it's off of the heart of the home, the kitchen, and it's very indoor-outdoor, which you can see today. The weather here is probably 75 degrees. Sometimes our Thanksgivings and our Christmases, holiday seasons, we have great weather. We have 70s, and you can use those outdoor lanais, which is wonderful.
And it is a stunning property. I can say that for sure. We'll have pictures on our website at nelsonradio.com. We'll have a click through to Jana Green, Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, that's brought this property to market. And it is one of the few properties that I've seen in the custom level that it comes together and it flows so well.
Well, thank you for coming today, Nelson, and thank you for having me.
That's Jana Green. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. We're in Rancho Pacifica, right at 4552 Rancho Del Mar Trail. A stunning property, old world, 5 bedrooms, 6.5 baths, just under 12,000 square feet, and a 180 looking out towards the ocean and the Del Mar Raceway. It has all the elements that you could possibly imagine. The lagoon-style pool, the wine cellar, the chef's kitchen, and it's something that I'm attracted to. Looking at that kitchen, boy, we could have some great entertainment in there.
You're listening to Nelson Radio, and as we look at each one of these beautiful estates, you'll be able to tour the properties with us by clicking through at nelsonradio.com or contacting us direct. I'm telling you, if you're in the market for these kinds of properties, call me, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Let's jump up the coastline to Newport Coast and one of John McMonigal's latest listings.
We're at the estate of nicknamed Via de Pietra. It's a beautiful, grand estate up in Pelican Hill. And with the Pelican Hill property, we're going to be spending some time looking at some of the appointments, some of the design, and really find out some
interesting facts about this property that was built in 2002. We're going to be going to one of the world's finest, if not the finest, realtors, John McMonagle, as we hand off into the Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties launch of their branding as they take over Prudential California Realty. So I want to welcome you, John, to the program.
Nelson, great to be here. Thank you.
It's good to have you. So tell me, you've been in estate properties throughout the world. Tell me what your first impressions are when you come to this property.
So there's a number of things that make this very exclusive, Nelson. First of all, we're in the neighborhood of Pelican Crest, which is surrounded by the Pelican Hill amenities, one of which Condé Nast cited Pelican Hill Golf Resort as being the #1 golf hotel destination in the world.
In the world.
So, it's pretty easy to make the argument that certainly Pelican Crest, an estate here on one of the more exclusive streets at the end of the cul-de-sac, having a very private orientation with view right out to Catalina Ocean and the entrance to the jetty, where you see a lot of boating activities, are good starters for having an estate that ranks up there as being one of the most valuable properties in all of California.
And you talk about that exclusive, that quaint, remote kind of feel that this property has, which I've seen so many custom properties that are shoehorned into certain lots. And this has that element of privacy, and just like you described, that 180-degree view cast out towards Catalina, something that's a unique benefit.
It's over a half acre. The lot here is 23,000 square feet. It's a irregular shape. It has a lot of frontage. It's double gated, so it's very private and quiet. And so when you enter the gates and walk down around the fountain to the front door, you just can't help but feel you're at the doorstep a true estate.
Tell me about the influence from the architect. This property built in 2002. We have architectural iconic properties around the Southland. We're going to be showcasing some of those in weeks to come. Yeah. But on this particular property, share with us the vision of the architect, if you could.
So David Homan designed this. He's one of the more prominent architects in all of Orange County. He's done some great homes. This is definitely a colonial Mediterranean. Mm-hmm. It's got timeless lines. And one of the reasons we named the house Villa de Pietra is because that means house of stone. Many of the homes in Newport Coast and quite frankly throughout California that have been developed in the last 20 years are made of precast.
Right.
So when you look at the fireplace surrounds and the columns and the front door surrounds, they're made of formed precast, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that. But what's more expensive is to actually order carved marble, carved limestone from Italy,
right,
have it all spec'd, have it made to precision and shipped in and installed. And if you look around this home, there's not an ounce of precast. It is all carved limestone, carved marble, all shipped in from Italy. So that is just one of the features that makes it unique.
Talk to me about the indoor pool. Pool properties are certainly not foreign, but an indoor pool is unique.
That's a good point. There's probably 4 homes in Pelican Crest that have indoor pools out of just under 200 homes, and so there's very few of them. And it's a great amenity because when it's cooler, when you have ocean breezes, it's great to have a swimming pool indoors.
We're broadcasting remote from this beautiful Pelican Crest estate, nicknamed Villa de Pietra, as best as my Italian can get. You're listening to Nelson Radio on KTLK AM 1150. If you want to find out more about this property, you can contact us direct at 888-2136. That's 888-2136, or click through at nelsonradio.com, and you'll be able to go click directly to John McMonagle's presentation of this beautiful estate right here in Pelican Crest. So, John, as you've toured the property, favorite appointments that stand out to you?
Oh, I like cars, so I love the fact that this subterranean garage has a turntable. So it's very convenient. You can pack 8, 10, 12 cars in down there and
nice.
Just spin them around and go straight out. So that's kind of a fun feature.
And in terms of the 3 different levels, describe those for us.
Well, your master secluded upstairs with the wonderful views. The living lays out wonderfully on the main level, and all your play stuff is downstairs. You've got the gym and the theater and the indoor pool, and it's just a wonderful layout.
And in terms of I have to ask, with my family being in the wine business, about the wine cellar.
Oh, this has great entertaining areas, good wine storage, a great bar just to the right as you enter the house, and I've been present here for parties, and the home just entertains beautifully.
Reminiscent of Europe's grand estates, Via da Pietra. Preferred coastal enclave in Newport Coast up in Pelican Crest. It's a fabulous property, and one of those properties that comes with the moniker of flat-out stunning when you talk about the imported stonework, all the appointments that have been paid attention to. It doesn't look like they cut any corners.
No, there was no budget when this was built.
Fantastic. We're with John McMonigle, broadcasting remote from Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties grand launch as they take on Prudential California Realty and welcome them into the family of really one of the finest names in the investment community for over 50 years internationally. Certainly seems hand in glove with John McMonigle's participation as being the top agent known around the world right here in Pelican Crest. John, thanks for being with us.
Great being here, Nelson. Thank you.
We're going to be heading up the coast. It's a lot of fun to see these properties. And next up, you got to stay tuned for this. A beautiful estate in Montecito designed by Reginald Johnson, 1917 estate. Click through at nelsonradio.com or call me direct. If you're in the market for any one of these luxury properties, we'll get you connected with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California property agents. 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Nelson Radio. This segment brought to you by Academy Mortgage.
Insurance Incorporated are the residential and apartment insurance experts. Unlike agencies that represent one carrier and can only provide one quote, Insurance Incorporated has appointments with the nation's leading insurance carriers, giving you the power of choice. This means more options and savings for you, offering coverage that's both comprehensive and affordable. Their policies for apartments include protection against loss or rents, accusation of wrongful eviction and wrongful entry, vandalism, theft, and slip and fall claims. Show your value as a property manager by being proactive, saving your clients' money and protecting their assets. They can even assist your tenants with renter's insurance. And homeowners, they can save you up to 40% on premiums, including often overlooked liability coverage. Insurance Incorporated are the residential and apartment insurance experts. Call 877-428-8778. That's 877-428-8778 and enjoy better coverage at lower cost. That's Insurance Incorporated, 877-428-8778 or log on to insuranceinc.com.
DOI license 0235301. Academy Mortgage Corporation is a licensed lender under the California Department of Corporations. NMLS number 331060. Corporate license number 4170013. Offer extended. Offer not accepted. Extended. Not accepted. Are you in the market for a new home but concerned that by the time you actually find your dream home, higher mortgage interest rates will have you priced out of the market? Academy Mortgage has the answer. With Academy Mortgage's exclusive lock and shop rate guarantee, you can freeze today's low interest rates while you shop for your new home, all with the peace of mind that your guaranteed rate is waiting for you at the finish line. Today's rate, protected and waiting for you to purchase your perfect dream home. Call or click to reach Academy Mortgage today. 888-888-2136 and lock in your rate. 888-888-2136. Squash fear from perhaps the most important decision, your home. 888-888-2136 or click on strongcreditrewards.com.
The Nelson Show is brought to you by Best Chauffeured. Best Chauffeured offers personal chauffeur services for corporate events, large and small, and all types of people, not just celebrities. So next time you just want to relax and enjoy the ride, please call on Best Chauffeured Worldwide. It's effortless transportation and first-class service every time. Call 866-323-BEST. That's 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com. Mention KTLK's Nelson Show and receive a special discount. 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com. You're listening to Nelson Radio. This segment brought to you by Academy Mortgage.
Welcome back to Nelson Radio, heard right on KTLK AM 1150. We're broadcasting the third of 4 branding launch events for Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties, and we're now in Montecito at yet another beautiful estate. And we're going to spend some time with Tim Dahl, luxury property specialist, the guru of Montecito, the mayor of Montecito. Tim, welcome to the program.
Well, thanks for having me, Nelson. Appreciate it.
So tell me, I want to learn a little bit more about your career. You've been in this marketplace and have been the centerpiece for so much of the real estate here.
Yeah, I've been a realtor here in town for about 28 years, and the office over here located in Montecito.
And with your background, you've always focused on Montecito?
Not always on Montecito. When I first started in the career, probably like a lot of people get started, it was more of a lower end price point at that point. 28 years ago, prices were a little bit different than they are today. Yeah, and just through the process of time, graduating into an upper market, and this is what I actually tend to focus and enjoy on.
And with a property like this, it has a rich history, but so much of Montecito does, not only with the residents, but the architecture, with the just what Montecito is known for. I mean, it's one of the probably most affluent communities in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And where we're staying right now, Casa del Sueño, we are literally surrounded by some pretty popular names that you would know. This is probably one of the crown jewels of the neighborhood. Some of the names, Oprah's like right down the street, and a few other people here. Yeah.
Casa del Sueño. Tell me about the name of this particular estate.
The history basically behind it is the house was built by Reginald Johnson for himself in 1917. Now, he never actually moved in here with his family, and shortly thereafter, a few years, sold it to Amy DuPont from the DuPont family from Delaware. Okay, well, she lived here for about 40, 45 years, where eventually she passed away. And of the grounds here, she's the one who named it Casa del Sueño. And back in the day, it's probably one of the most notable and recognizable gates in the community. Amy DuPont used to stand out there and hand out gifts and so forth. Well, the current owner, and I didn't know this until recently, the current owner on holidays, Christmas and so forth, decorates the gates and carries on that tradition.
Carries the tradition of extending gifts at the gate.
It's fabulous tradition that they've carried on here. But still to this day, the house, the footprint is still exactly how it was when Amy owned the property. The gardens are exactly how she had planted them. And so it's fun that way. And then there was another owner after she had sold the property and then sold it to Burl Ives and Dorothy, who lived here for about 14 years, eventually moved up to the Seattle area, and here we are today with the current owner.
You're listening to Nelson Radio on KTLK AM 1150. We're with the luxury property specialist right here in Montecito, Tim Dahl with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties. I'm going to get used to saying that.
That's right. That's good. I hope you do.
The handoff to Berkshire Hathaway, it's hand in glove for this marketplace.
Yeah, it's so fabulous. I mean, especially I think in our marketplace that we have up here, it's such not just a locally recognized name, obviously, but globally. I think pretty much everybody knows, Warren Buffett. So Berkshire Hathaway being the first time he's ever allowed that name to be branded to one of his sub companies, if you will. It's pretty special. It's pretty special.
And you mentioned Reginald Johnson, obviously a nationally renowned architect. Are people approaching you with that kind of request, saying, hey, I'm looking specifically for a Reginald Johnson home?
Yeah, they do. We have the George Washington Smiths, the Reginald Johnson, and that particular buyer, it's kind of like the guy who's looking for that classic car, not the new version. And this is 4.5 acres on the estate that we're at, and it's the grounds are, it's more of a real solid homey feels kind of a deal, if that makes any sense. And, Reginald Johnson, it's more of a piece of art. People come through here and they ask me about it. We just showed the property a couple days ago for somebody specifically looking for a Reginald Johnson house because they grew up in a Reginald Johnson house.
Tell us about the property specifically. Obviously, it resides on 4.5 acres.
Right. So what we have here is about 4.5 acres. The grounds, if you can see the grounds out here, they're fabulous. They're manicured. There's horse facilities out here. And
equestrian on property?
Yeah, it's on the property, right? And then there's the main house is about 7,700 square feet.
Right.
There's, as you come through the main gates, there's a pavilion down there that used to be the guest house, but it was converted to a stage and entertainment sort of area, which is about 2,500 square feet.
Right.
Yeah, so you have ocean views here. And, the infrastructure of the home, it was remodeled before, and the infrastructure to the house was completely redone, but it kept the integrity of, yesteryear Reginald Johnson architecture through here.
So let me ask you about the community itself. You've been in this community for a long, long time. You've
Fabulous.
been through so many of the homes, and you know this community. Are there certain homes that stand out like this there you go, oh, this is why I'm in this marketplace?
Yeah, you've already answered your own question. I mean, this is why I'm in this marketplace. I really enjoy working in this market. You know, it's a little bit more of a sophisticated sort of buyer.
Right.
You meet interesting people coming from literally around the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our you know, with the internet and so forth nowadays, it's gotten smaller. Communication is much tighter together now. I mean, people can travel anywhere in the world by virtue of the internet.
Yeah.
And so, I love the place, the marketplace we're in. The house is fabulous. I love seeing these homes. What's there not to love, you know?
Exactly. We're with Tim Dahl, luxury property specialist for Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties. We're broadcasting from Montecito and this beautiful Reginald Johnson 1917 collector's home. It has everything a signature home should have. Thanks for being with us, Tim.
I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Nelson.
Let's move from Montecito and head down to Hidden Hills in the Calabasas area and what I think is the grand crew of estates. Welcome to Nelson Radio on KTLK AM 1150. We're at the fourth for Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties, and of the properties that we've broadcast so far, this is the Mac Daddy. This is an estate of estates, a luxury French Normandy estate called Enchanted Oaks, and we're up in Hidden Hills at 25220 Walker Road, and this property really has it all. I want to welcome to our show the listing agents, Mark and Rory Shevin. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Nelson. Glad to be here.
Thanks. So tell me, this property, you're presenting this property to now the Berkshire Hathaway family, and it is a stunning property. Give our listeners a little bit of insight, some of the appointments on this home.
Okay, first of all, this home was completed about 3 years ago. It's a spectacular, true, one-of-a-kind custom home. I would say it's the crown jewel of Hidden Hills. The actual main house comprises about 21,000 square feet of living space. There's an additional 2 guest houses. There's also about a 4,000 square foot guest house barn if someone wants to have horses here, in that this is an equestrian community. And there is also about a 5,000 square foot garage. So if you like cars, this is the home for you.
And so tell me, when you come into this property, yes, things that you're attracted to.
Well, Roy, what do you think? What are a few of the highlights?
The highlights here, the quality of the craftsmanship is absolutely off the charts. Everywhere you look, from the floors to the ceilings to the walls, just is stunning quality, intricate detail throughout. The further you look, the more impressive it gets. The glass elevator that travels the 3 floors, the 2-story gym, the in-home spa is as nice as any spa you go to for the day. And the grounds, as you see before you, with the pool and the complete outdoor kitchen and cabanas with the drop-down movie screen and the panoramic views of the Calabasas Hills right beyond, complete privacy. It's a stunning property.
Yeah. Does this property have a resort feel to you, or is it just a beautifully done home?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd be happy to come here and spend a vacation. That's nice.
No doubt, no doubt.
You know, this is the community of Hidden Hills comprises of about 650 homes. It's a city. It's the city of Hidden Hills. It's all behind guarded gates, and the community offers many facilities, but one of the highlights of this community is that a large number of entertainment people and professional athletes that live here. So if you're a professional athlete or a music industry or a motion picture industry celebrity, you won't necessarily want to go to the local movie theater. You want to entertain at home. So the way this home was constructed is really for in-home entertaining. It really is like a resort. There's a spectacular movie theater downstairs and a spectacular wine room, and as Rory mentioned, a gym. So there are things that if you live here, really it's a true one-of-a-kind home. You have 30,000 square feet under a roof of great quality.
You have the home theater.
Yes.
And it is a commercial theater
in
a spectacular luxury kind of presentation.
Yes.
I understand it was showcased on the $1 Million Rooms.
It was. I understand a few people have come out here and filmed shows just in that one room because it's such a spectacular room.
And talk to me about the wine cellar. Now, as I toured that, Rory, it had the viewpoint, the vantage point from the second floor, looking down into the wine cellar, and then the stonework.
Stonework is unbelievable. It looks like they probably did. Mark, you might know. It looks like they hired a stonemason from the old world Europe to come in here and stone from the floor right up through and the ceilings. And it's just, you look over it through the overlook. with the wrought iron staircase leading down. It's stunning.
Just as an example, this home from start to finish took 3 years to build. So when we talk about amenities and quality, there's nothing here that was done quickly or cheaply. It really is a first-class property all the way. And new on the market. As you know, we just are bringing it out this past week.
An artisan's home. You're listening to Nelson Radio. We're out in Hidden Hills at the 4th branding launch of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California properties. We're at the French Normandy Estate at 25220 Walker Road in Hidden Hills. This property, it's for sale just under $18 million.
Yes.
The construction costs alone have to exceed that.
They do. In fact, the builder who actually built this home, again, it took 3 years to build, told me that the family that built it, between buying the land and building it, it was a $21 million project. And so I think, frankly, it's a heck of a great value.
One of the things that I noticed as I toured through the property with Rory is the lamps, the various chandeliers. I mean, there's a collection alone in just some of those. Are those all imported, do you know?
I don't know if they're all imported, but I do believe they were all custom made for the house. So they had a lighting designer as well as an interior decorator. And so really a theater designer, every aspect of this house, they brought in a specialist to do it. And it's reflected, as you can see, when you walk through it.
Rory, you move in. You have a background in tennis. You building a tennis court on this property, or are you building a vineyard?
Oh, I think a vineyard would go well here. There are 4 community tennis courts in the community already, so that's pretty well taken care of. So I'm going with the vineyard.
And what's Hidden Hills known for? You mentioned that obviously from the residents, the celebrity influence, the pro athletes, the business leaders. But as far as community living, what's it like?
Let me try this.
Go ahead.
It's like taking a step back into the 1950s when it was safe to send your kids out to play in the street or go to Johnny's house down the block without any concern. The total security here, the privacy, the multiple entrances and exits to the community so nobody can look for you as you're upon your way out. So when you're living here and you want to send your child to play and they go, oh, we're going to Johnny's down the block, it's fine. We'll see you when you get home for dinner. And it's safe, it's secure, it's peaceful, it's quiet. It's just beautiful living.
And I asked Mark the question, Rory, you come into this property, first 2 things that catch your eye. What are you drawn to?
What are you drawn to, Mark?
Well, as I walk in the front door, the first thing I look across is the grand lobby out to the view. So it draws your eye right out through the view across the pool, and you're looking over about 2 acres of land as well as the rest of the area of Hidden Hills. Let me go back a sec. One of the things I wanted to mention, because you asked about the lifestyle here in Hidden Hills, I think it's very important. Again, Hidden Hills is a gated city, but it has a very country feel. In the city of Hidden Hills, there's 32 miles approximately of hiking and equestrian trails. So as Rory said, if you're a young person and you want to ride your bike, you don't have to ride the streets. You can go right through the trails to the neighbor's house in the next block. Again, there's a lot of high-end, high-profile people here, and no one bothers them because the security is so good. So it's close to the freeway. It's completely a country feel when you come in the gates, and it's truly like no other development or no other city that we've seen.
You're listening to Nelson Radio. You have to check out these properties. Click through at nelsonradio.com. You'll see each of one of these iconic homes, new, old, gigantic, and modest, and they all have a signature to them. nelsonradio.com, and if you're in the market for one of these luxury homes, call me direct, 888-888-2136, 888-888-2136. I want you to stay with us when we come back with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California properties. We're going to take a look at some other ways that they give back and contribute to our community. Stay with us.
You're listening to Nelson Radio. This segment brought to you by Academy Mortgage.
Insurance Incorporated are the residential and apartment insurance experts. Unlike agencies that represent one carrier and can only provide one quote, Insurance Incorporated has appointments with the nation's leading insurance carriers, giving you the power of choice. This means more options and savings for you, offering coverage that's both comprehensive and affordable. Their policies for apartments include protection against loss or rents, accusation of wrongful eviction and wrongful entry, vandalism, theft, and slip and fall claims. Show your value as a property manager by being proactive, saving your clients' money and protecting their assets. They can even assist your tenants with renter's insurance. And homeowners, they can save you up to 40% on premiums, including often overlooked liability coverage. Insurance Incorporated are the residential and apartment insurance experts. Call 877-428-8778. That's 877-428-8778 and enjoy better coverage at lower costs. That's Insurance Incorporated, 877-428-8778, or log on to insuranceinc.com.
DOI license 0235301.
Nelson is a licensed lender under the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 331060.
This is Nelson from Nelson Radio, and it's important that we talk about a very serious issue. We had bad lending practices that led to the mortgage meltdown, but now we've got the challenge of deplorable customer service coming out of the meltdown. Bottom line, getting a new loan can be like pulling teeth without Novocaine. I've got the solution. Academy Mortgage and my team are injecting into the industry real performance and real accountability. Here are the facts. Appraisals in less than a week. Rate guarantees that can improve if the market goes down. Purchase transactions with our market-exclusive close-on-time guarantees and refinance transactions in as little as 30 days. Who would have thunk? Guaranteed rates and guaranteed performance from your mortgage lender. Call me, Nelson, an accountable loan expert for nearly 3 decades. Direct at 888-888-2136. That's Nelson at 888-888-2136. 888-888-2136 or at strongcreditrewards.com.
The Nelson Show is brought to you by Best Chauffeured. Best Chauffeured offers personal chauffeur services for corporate events, large and small, and all types of people, not just celebrities. So next time you just want to relax and enjoy the ride, please call on Best Chauffeured Worldwide. It's effortless transportation and first-class service every time. Call 866-323-BEST. That's 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com. Mention KTLK's Nelson Show and receive a special discount. 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com. You're listening to Nelson Radio. This segment brought to you by OC Wills and Trust.
Welcome back to Nelson Radio. As we announced the launch of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California properties, each of the homes that we've taken a look at, you can click through at nelsonradio.com. If you want to buy one of these, contact me direct. I'll put you in contact with one of their experts, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. And as we always do, one of the most important segments of our show is how the community gives back, and Berkshire Hathaway clearly leads the way here. Let's take a look at some of the contributions that they made to charitable organizations and how the agents revenue share with their commissions to contribute to these worthy causes.
We've been wanting to focus, as we always do, is how companies give back and ways that they can contribute with the successes they have to help others that have had rougher times as life has gotten in the way. And I want to introduce you to Chairman of the Charitable Foundation, Mark Stewart, and also the Foundation Manager, Natalie Hill, and the Director of Just in Time for Foster Youth, Don Wells. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So, Mark, let me start with you. I want to ask you, in terms of just the theme, why it's important for you personally to be involved in a foundation and lead the charge on giving back to a large organization.
Well, it's been a big part of our company for a long time, and Natalie can speak to some of the larger goals that we have had as Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices and the Charitable Foundation. But here in San Diego, we just really believe it's important to give back to the communities in which we live and work. And all of our agents, or many of our agents, contribute on a per transaction basis, and we're able to collect those monies and distribute those to worthwhile local charities like Just in Time for Foster Youth. Well, Natalie had mentioned earlier that since inception, I think we've been able to raise and donate a little over $4 million.
Right, $4.3 million.
And Dave, I want to ask you, with Just in Time for Foster Youth, you have some live stories of the impact of these dollars, what it does. Share with us.
Certainly. Well, first of all, Just in Time for Foster Youth helps foster youth when they age out of the foster care system at 18, and we help 18 to 26-year-olds. And people don't realize when we go and talk that there's a real issue here. Some people think that youth go into the foster care system, either they get reunited with their parents or they get adopted, and that's the end of the story. They're with a foster family and everything's great. But what really happens is about 300 foster youth here in San Diego emancipate each year, and the majority of them don't have family support. They are not adopted. They don't go back with their parents. They're out trying to make their lives work. And if you can think about your own life, when you were 18, could you have left home and just gone out and made your life work without any sort of help, not being able to call your parents, not being able to even go back and have dinner on Sunday, when your supplies got low? And when people's hours get cut back, sometimes people move back in with their parents. These young people don't have that opportunity.
We're going to jump over to the presentation that was made to the Crystal Cove Alliance.
And with us we have the General Counsel of Berkshire Hathaway, HomeServices California Properties, and the President of the Charitable Foundation, and as well the Director of the Charitable Foundation, Natalie Hill, and then this week's recipient of a very generous gift, Harry Helling from the Crystal Cove Alliance. Welcome to the program. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing with the Charitable Foundation, Martha.
This week in particular, with the new rollout to our new company, we're very excited to pass along the theme of giving back. And we're a Warren Buffett affiliated company, as you know, and he's
right.
Quite a gratuitous man. So we felt it was appropriate for us to honor Crystal Cove Alliance at this event.
And here's where business makes things feel right, when there is that give back. Give us a story, if you could, if something comes to mind in terms of what pings that passion piece as you've been at the helm of the Charitable Foundation and seen some of the recipients of these dollars.
I'm just in awe of so many of the directors of so many of these nonprofits and their dedication and what they do.
So let's switch gears here. Give us a snapshot on what your vision is with the Crystal Cove Alliance, and for the recipient of these funds, how it helps.
So the contribution today supports conservation, education, and restoration, not just in this park, but as a model for protecting all of California's open spaces.
What's it like on the education piece with kids that are coming in, the various campuses, and really having their eyes open to the work that you do?
So if you want to create the next generation of environmental stewards, the people who are going to inherit our Earth and take charge of or be responsible
as you become President Emeritus
for protecting, as I become someday President Emeritus, it's our job to get kids out of the classrooms and to make their curriculum come to life. And so we have programs now that we have kids that come onto the water. We have our Marine Protected Area Citizen Science Cruises, where students go out onto the water and they use digital fishing rods without hooks, but they have cameras and they're capturing images, video of fish, and helping us to study the fish populations off of Crystal Cove as part of a research project. And that way we're bringing the curriculum to life.
You're listening to Nelson Radio, and this is the third charity that was the recipient of funds from Berkshire Hathaway's The Charitable Foundation.
I want to welcome Carolyn Baker and Diane Merrill. Step up on second, the recipient of today's donation of $5,000. Give us a snapshot about your organization.
Step Up on Second provides permanent supportive housing for individuals that are experiencing mental illness, and we surround them with supportive services that build housing stability, recovery, and the achievement of their self-determined goals.
You know, focusing on the volume of the problem, and I didn't even realize this, but here in the greater Los Angeles area, 50,000 homeless people. It's not just a small social issue that you're dealing with.
No, 50,000 people on any given night are homeless in Los Angeles County. Of that amount, about 25% are chronically homeless, meaning they've been out there for more than a year. And within that group, half of them have a mental illness and half of them are veterans. So it's really a scar on our social conscience that American citizens are languishing on the streets just because they need medical care.
It's been a wonderful look at the launch of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties, from the CEO's vision all the way down to the giving back and helping support our community. The properties that we visited in between, it's been a great show. I want you to click through to the properties at nelsonradio.com. I want you homebuyers out there, call us direct. 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. And those of you that have a heart to donate, go to nelsonradio.com. We'll have these charities showcased. It's been a fabulous show. Contact us again, 888-888-2136, or review everything that we've experienced with the launch of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices California Properties on nelsonradio.com. Thanks for being with us.
Academy Mortgage Corporation is a licensed lender under the California Department of Corporations. NMLS number 331060. Corporate license number 4170013. Offer extended. Offer not accepted. Extended. Not accepted. Are you in the market for a new home but concerned that by the time you actually find your dream home, higher mortgage interest rates will have you priced out of the market? Academy Mortgage has the answer. With Academy Mortgage's exclusive lock and shop rate guarantee, you can freeze today's low interest rates while you shop for your new home, all with the peace of mind that your guaranteed rate is waiting for you at the finish line. Today's rate, protected and waiting for you to purchase your perfect dream home. Call or click to reach Academy Mortgage today. 888-888-2136 and lock in your rate. 888-888-2136. Squash fear from perhaps the most important decision, your home. 888-888-2136 or click on strongcreditrewards.com.